Behind the camera-ready smiles and the carefully curated social media posts lay a secret so dark, a betrayal so profound, it would shatter that picture-perfect image forever. This is not just a story of a breakup. This is a story of a heist. Matt Roloff's Oregon house sell for $700,000. Caryn Chandler and Matt Roloff officially separated. Caryn Chandler cunningly stole Matt Roloff's saved $900,000 and secretly fled, and with the money, Caryn Chandler goes to his secret boyfriend Michael. Caryn Chandler has been secretly in a romantic relationship with Michael for the past 1 year. Finally, Caryn Chandler arrest. According to the court's verdict, Caryn Chandler was sentenced to 6 months in prison for theft. Buckle up, because the truth behind Matt Roloff's heartbreak and Caryn Chandler's arrest is more shocking than any reality TV plot. Fans were shocked when both Matt and Caryn took to their respective social media accounts to announce in carefully worded statements that after nearly a decade together, they were officially separating. The reasons given were vague. The classic, "We've grown apart, and it's time to focus on our own individual journeys." This was not an easy decision, but after much prayer and consideration, Matt and I have decided to go our separate ways. We ask for privacy and kindness during this difficult time for our families. It is with a heavy heart that I confirm Caryn and I are separating. Our relationship has been a beautiful chapter in my life, but some chapters must end. My focus remains on my family and Roloff Farms. Fans were devastated. Comments poured in by the thousands. Messages of support, sadness, and confusion. How could this be? They had just been talking about future plans on the show. They seemed so solid. But the first concrete sign that this was more than just an amicable split came just weeks later, with the sale of a very specific property. Nestled on a portion of the sprawling Roloff Farms property was Matt's pride and joy. Custom-built, accessible home he designed specifically for his life with Caryn. This wasn't just a house. It was a symbol of his commitment, a testament to a new beginning, a fortress built for two. But in June, just a month after the separation announcement, this symbol of love hit the market. Listed for $4 million, it was a steep price, and it sat for months. The market was slow. But then, in a surprising move, the price was dropped, drastically. $700,000. For a property that, by all estimates, was worth well over $3 million. Fans and real estate experts were baffled. It made no financial sense. Why would Matt Roloff, a shrewd businessman, practically give the property away? Was it desperation? A quick cash grab? Or was there something else, something far more sinister, forcing his hand? At the time, the narrative was that Matt just wanted a clean break, to sever all ties with that part of his life and move on. He even mentioned on social media that he was excited for the next chapter. But sources close to the family now tell us that behind the scenes, Matt was frantic. He wasn't excited, he was panicked. Because according to court documents we have obtained, around the same time the house was being sold at a massive loss, Matt discovered something that sent his world into a tailspin. A joint business savings account he shared with Caryn, an account where he had diligently saved over $900,000 for future farm projects and their retirement, was completely empty, drained to zero. It was a late Tuesday night. Matt, according to sources, was going over farm finances, preparing for a new irrigation system he and Caryn had supposedly planned together. He logged into the Roloff Chandler Ventures LLC savings account. The login screen loaded, then the account dashboard, and then he saw it. The balance, $0. At first, he thought it was a glitch, a bank error. He refreshed the page. Nothing changed. His heart began to race. He checked the transaction history, and there it was. A single, massive wire transfer, initiated just 3 days prior. $900,000 transferred out in one fell swoop. The destination: an offshore account in the Cayman Islands. The authorized user on the account who initiated the transfer: Caryn Chandler. He immediately tried to call Caryn. Her phone went straight to voicemail. He texted. No response. In a blind panic, he drove to her private residence, a condo she had moved into months prior, supposedly to have some space. He pounded on the door. No answer. Peering through the windows, he saw what no one wanted to believe. The condo was empty. Stripped bare. Not a piece of furniture, not a photo on the wall, not a toothbrush in the bathroom. Caryn Chandler was gone, and she had taken his life savings with her. Devastated and betrayed, Matt did the only thing he could do. He went to the police. The Washington County Sheriff's Office opened a major investigation into embezzlement and grand larceny. And this is where the story takes an even more twisted turn. Because as detectives began to dig into Caryn's recent activities, a name kept appearing. A name that was completely unknown to Matt Roloff and his family, Michael. Through financial records, phone data, and witness interviews, investigators pieced together a shocking timeline. For at least the past year, throughout the final season of Little People, Big World, while Caryn was on camera planning a future with Matt, she was secretly involved in a passionate romantic relationship with a man named Michael Boswell. Michael, a 52-year-old real estate investor from Phoenix, Arizona, had no connection to the Roloff world. According to sources, he and Caryn met through a mutual business contact over a year ago. Their relationship was conducted in the shadows. Secret trips to Phoenix under the guise of visiting family. Private dinners in Portland, where they thought no one would recognize them. Encrypted messaging apps. But the most standing evidence? The $900,000 wire transfer from Matt's account. Detectives traced the complex path of the money. From the Cayman Islands, it was instantly funneled through a series of shell corporations, all linked to Michael Boswell's real estate business, before landing in a joint account held by Caryn Chandler and Michael Boswell. This wasn't a crime of passion or an impulsive mistake. This was a meticulously planned heist. Caryn, using her position as Matt's trusted partner and business manager, had spent months laying the groundwork. She gained sole electronic signing authority on the account. She studied the wire transfer protocols. And the moment the separation was public enough to provide her cover, she pulled the trigger, grabbed the money, and fled, not to start a new life alone, but to start one with her secret lover. With an international warrant for her arrest on charges of aggravated theft and wire fraud, the hunt for Caryn Chandler was on. Investigators believed she and Michael had fled the country. But then, a break in the case. A Homeland Security tip placed them not in a tropical paradise, but in a sleepy, upscale coastal town in Mexico, Puerto Peñasco. They were living in a luxury beachfront condo, paid for in cash. They thought they were untouchable. They were wrong. In a coordinated early morning raid, Mexican federal police, acting in concert with U.S. Marshals, surrounded the property. Caryn and Michael were found inside, allegedly preparing to purchase a local business with the stolen funds. They were taken into custody without incident. As she was led away in handcuffs, a source tells us Caryn only said one thing: "You don't understand. It was ours. The money was ours." Michael Boswell was charged with being an accomplice and receiving stolen property. He is currently fighting extradition back to the United States. But Caryn Chandler was swiftly extradited to face justice in Oregon. The woman who once smiled for the cameras on a beloved family show was now posing for a mugshot. The facade was finally completely shattered. The court case was swift. The evidence was overwhelming. Faced with the mountain of digital proof, Caryn's legal team had little room to maneuver. In a surprise move just before the trial was set to begin, she agreed to a plea deal. She would plead guilty to one count of first-degree theft in exchange for a recommended lighter sentence and her testimony against Michael. Matt says, "Your Honor, Caryn didn't just steal money. She stole a future. She stole trust. She stole 8 years of my life that I believed were real. I built a home for us. I built a life for us. And the entire time, she was plotting with someone else to tear it all down and sell it for parts. The $900,000 is a number, but the cost to my family, to my sense of security, to my ability to ever trust another person again. That is priceless, and that is what she truly stole. I ask you to impose the full sentence the law allows." The judge, after hearing the statement, was unmoved by the defense's pleas for leniency. He stated that this was a severe breach of trust, a premeditated crime that exploited a position of intimacy and responsibility. He then handed down his sentence. Judge says, "Caryn Chandler, for the crime of theft in the first degree, this court sentences you to 6 months in the Washington County Jail, followed by 3 years of supervised probation. You are also ordered to pay full restitution to the victim, Matthew Roloff, in the amount of $900,000. So where does this leave everyone involved? Michael remains in a Mexican jail, his future uncertain." Caryn Chandler began her 6-month sentence, a fallen reality star now living a very different kind of confined life. As for Matt Roloff, the financial loss was catastrophic, the emotional damage immeasurable. The sale of the farmhouse for $700,000 was indeed a desperate move. He needed immediate liquidity to keep the farm afloat and pay bills after his savings were wiped out. But if we know anything about Matt Roloff, it's that he is a fighter. He is surrounded by the support of his children, Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob. He has his farm, his life's work. In a recent post, he shared a picture of a new pumpkin seedling breaking through the soil with the caption, "New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. Grateful for the sun today. The road to recovery will be long, but he is on it." The story of Matt and Caryn is a tragic cautionary tale. It's a reminder that what we see on television is only a fraction of the truth. It's a story about how greed and deception can corrupt even the most seemingly solid relationships. But it's also a story about resilience. While Caryn sits in a cell, facing the consequences of her actions, Matt is choosing to focus on growth, on family, and on the land that has always been his true constant. He was the victim of a terrible betrayal, but he is not defined by it. The Roloff legacy, tarnished by this scandal, will undoubtedly continue, because at its heart, it's not about the drama or the money. It's about a family. And families, especially this one, know how to overcome big world problems. What do you think about this incredible story? Were you shocked? Let us know in the comments below. More update. LPBW, Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler delay dream wedding. Why? And Caryn Chandler sold home for big money. How much? Matt Roloff details new retirement hobby. And LPBW Season 26 update. Will the show return? I will explain everything. LPBW, Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler delay dream wedding. Why? Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler, famous faces from Little People Big World, have been planning to tie the knot in 2024. Since they became engaged, this has remained true. But the most recent rumors suggest that their fairy tale wedding will have to take a back seat. So, where does this stand at the moment? Season 25 of Little People Big World featured the engagement of Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler. Viewers saw how TLC aired Amy Roloff's demands to see the ring and other details. The general public's perception of Caryn Chandler remains contentious among Little People Big World viewers. Nevertheless, in the past few years, she has consistently supported Matt during his most vulnerable moments. Therefore, it is not surprising that these two would eventually tie the knot. After news of Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler's Little People Big World engagement broke, fans naturally wanted to know when the big day would finally arrive. Considering how Season 25 concluded makes this point even more clear. The fate of Little People Big World is uncertain as Zach and Tori Roloff have formally announced their departure. The network has done wedding specials before, so many viewers would be happy to see one if the show is canceled. Shooting for a wedding in 2024 was originally the plan for Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler. But according to the most recent rumor, those plans are put on hold forever. An insider recently spilled the beans that Matt Roloff's mom's increasing need for a lot of extra care as she ages is the root cause of the delay. Their original May wedding date has been pushed back to possibly at the end of the year, according to the source who spoke with the U.S. Sun. They are still in the early stages of planning, but they have been discussing getting married in Hawaii. Their reasoning for postponing it was that Matt's mom is getting older and needs a lot of extra care right now, the source explained. Not only is pumpkin season quickly approaching, but they just haven't had the time to get ready for a wedding this year. It would appear that the wedding is currently on hold due to the many commitments that both Caryn and Matt have. Therefore, keep an eye on this situation, particularly if they do decide on a date in the future. Caryn Chandler sold home for big money. How much? Caryn Chandler, a star of Little People Big World, recently sold her house for a pretty penny, and she and her fiancé Matt Roloff are busy making plans for the life they envision for themselves. After her huge sale, how much money did Caryn pocket? Since Caryn Chandler's career path began at Roloff Farms, many viewers of Little People Big World assumed that she was trying to elevate her status by pursuing Matt Roloff. Many viewers still hold the opinion that Matt and Caryn's relationship is wrong, even after all these years. The plot involving a former employee's transformation into a lover and now fiancé is perfect from a TLC standpoint. Viewers have noticed that this has led to some intense moments in scenes involving Caryn Chandler and Amy Roloff, which is great for television. Caryn Chandler's fans have speculated that she cheated on Matt for his money, but others have suggested that she cheated just to get on the show and increase her profile. An estimated $4.5 million will be Caryn's net worth in the year 2024. While her time with Matt and the show undoubtedly played a role, she appears to be thriving independently as well. In preparation for Caryn and Matt's engagement and Matt Roloff's construction of their dream home, Caryn Chandler sold her home in Oregon and received a substantial sum of $529,000. So that's definitely not a little sum to put in the bank. After Matt Roloff made his engagement announcement, the next big question was when the happy couple would actually tie the knot. They had originally planned to shoot a wedding in 2024. Many Little People Big World fans are wondering if they will succeed before the year ends, since they are halfway through it. Fans are wondering whether they will ever get to witness Matt and Caryn's wedding amidst all the mystery surrounding Little People Big World's future after season 25 ends. Many viewers are holding out hope that there will be a wedding special in the future, even if the show is ultimately canceled. When Amy Roloff and Chris Marek announced their engagement, the network followed suit, as viewers of Little People Big World saw. Even if this turns out to be true, it's likely that viewers will tune in regardless of their feelings toward Caryn. Matt Roloff details new retirement hobby. Since Little People Big World's future is up in the air, fans may be asking what Matt Roloff has been up to lately. He just informed his many followers about his new hobby in retirement. So what exactly is he doing? Viewers and actors like Matt Roloff were moved to tears during the season 25 finale of Little People Big World. The season 25 finale felt more like a series finale than a season finale due to Zach and Tori Roloff's departures. For those who were wondering if this was really the series finale, TLC made sure everything was neatly tied up. Matt Roloff has made peace with the possibility that the show will end after its most recent season on TLC, despite his earlier statements that he was amenable to additional filming. Many fans may be curious about Matt Roloff's hobbies now that production on Little People Big World has ceased. Fans who have been around for a while know that Roloff Farms is never really finished. But Matt revealed an alternative way he has been passing the time recently. Matt Roloff claims that sorting and labeling old photographs is his most recent endeavor. There must be a plethora of old photos for Matt Roloff to go through and arrange given his extensive family history. It appears to be a massive undertaking for him. The old family tree house was one of the things that Matt Roloff recently shared from going through old family photos. Even though a big windstorm brought down the treehouse, Matt told his Little People Big World followers that his kids had a lot of fun playing in it before they had to officially say goodbye and chop down the rest of the tree. He also shared a picture of the build. No doubt Little People Big World fans will tune in for the nostalgic photos and stories that come with them if Matt Roloff keeps up his hobby of organizing and sharing them. Viewers enjoy seeing moments like these because, despite the family's history of conflict, they bring back fond memories of a simpler, happier time. LPBW Season 26 Update. Will the show return? Fans of Little People Big World are currently wondering if the TLC show will return for a 26th season. In light of what is known at this time, what is the current status? The Little People Big World machine appeared to be running smoothly until Zach and Tori Roloff threw a major wrench in it. The couple announced their departure from the franchise and final season shortly after the 25th program premiere. To many, this came as a complete surprise. Family strife over the failed Roloff Farms deal has been apparent for a while now. But few Little People Big World viewers were expecting Zach and Tori to leave in such a dramatic fashion. After 25 seasons, it's normal for a show to have a season final. Due to the departure announcements of Tori and Zach Roloff, the season 25 final had the air of a series final. The last episode was meticulous in its attention to detail as TLC resolved all outstanding issues. Caryn Chandler, Chris Marek, Amy Roloff, and Matt Roloff all had a moment where they looked back on previous scenes and reflected. Matt Roloff agreed that TLC did a good job tying everything up in season 25, in case that is indeed the final season. What happens next in the Little People Big World franchise is a question that many fans have, given everything that has happened so far. The show has done its job, according to some viewers. Others, though, would be thrilled to see the show return. After all, a lot of people have been watching it since the pilot. In terms of whether the show will be renewed or canceled, TLC has not yet provided any word. If that is indeed what happens, Matt and Amy Roloff have stated that they are willing to keep filming, but they appear satisfied with the way season 25 concluded as well. With all of Matt and Amy's adult children having officially left TLC, there's definitely room for film specials and more, even if the network doesn't want to air more seasons. The engagement of Matt Roloff and Caryn Chandler was announced for the year 2024. Given the network's history, a wedding special featuring Matt and Caryn would be a natural fit. Some choices will remain available regardless of the franchise's future trajectory. The only remaining question is which option the network will ultimately choose. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.